Flipping through Dr. Nemesis. Lightning Comics number 6. This story gets moving immediately. We meet Dr. Jim Bradley, a young intern at Mercy Hospital, who has apparently already invented a truth serum because being a doctor was just not enough work. Before we can even sit with that, there's a train wreck near the city limits, and Bradley heads out with the rescue crew. So we are one page in and already dealing with experimental science, emergency medicine, and a full disaster scene. Very efficient storytelling. When Bradley gets to the wreck, he's told to let the rescue squad handle it. Naturally, he ignores that almost at once and dives into the water to help people trapped in the submerged train cars. And honestly, this is a pretty good action page. Rain, wreckage, lightning, people yelling for rope. It has everything except a calm and reasonable decision. Bradley starts hauling survivors out of the water and runs into Mac Keller, a convicted killer who was being transported on the train. Now you might expect Keller to use the chaos to escape. Instead, he starts helping rescue people, which is enough to make Bradley think maybe this guy isn't what he seems. So the story shifts from train disaster to murder mystery, with basically no warning at all. Bradley decides this is the perfect time to use his true serum on Keller. Not later, not in a hospital, right here near the wreck, in the middle of the storm. And under the serum, Keller says he was framed for murder. At that point, Bradley is all in. Not, I should report this properly, all in. More, I should probably become a masked vigilante doctor, all in. Keller wakes up and finds a note signed by Dr. Nemesis, which is a strong first step if your goal is to make everything sound more dramatic. Keller turns himself in, apparently encouraged by this mysterious note from a doctor who now sounds like a minor curse. Meanwhile, Bradley gets asked to a dance and turns it down because he has bigger plans tonight, namely inventing an alter ego and prowling around the city. That evening, Bradley visits Keller's mother, disguised as Dr. Nemesis. And this disguise is fantastic in that very old comic way, where it should not fool anybody, but absolutely does. Mrs. Keller explains that Mac was blamed for killing a policeman, but a man named Joe Martin may know what really happened. So now Dr. Nemesis has a lead, and the story settles into full pulp crime mode. From there, Dr. Nemesis heads through alleys, climbs into Martin's apartment through a window, and starts asking questions, which, to be fair, is probably not how most doctors make house calls. Martin is startled, thugs appear, and things go bad very quickly, as they should. This gives us the big fight scene. The crooks pull guns, but Dr. Nemesis keeps advancing anyway, because he seems to have the confidence of a man who has never once considered the possibility of being shot. Then he starts throwing people around with jiu-jitsu. So apparently Mercy Hospital offered an unusually broad education program. Once the thugs are down, Dr. Nemesis goes back to his favorite hobby, forcing the truth out of people with science. He gives Joe Martin the serum, and Martin admits that Mac Keller was innocent. The real killer was Bumps Burke, who threatened Martin into lying. And just like that, the whole case opens up. Turns out the real superpower here is being deeply committed to chemistry and intimidation. On the last page, Dr. Nemesis confronts Burke in a pool hall, gets the confession, clears Keller's name, and disappears before anybody can ask too many follow-up questions. Then we cut back to Mercy Hospital, where Jim Bradley is once again pretending he just had a normal shift. And that's Dr. Nemesis. A story with a train wreck, a wrongful conviction, truth serum, window entry, jiu-jitsu, and a masked doctor who decided subtlety was not part of the job description, which honestly makes for a pretty fun Golden Age comic.